There are a few of the usual suspects in IAME Cadet that we saw in the Honda Cadets earlier, so the front of the grid is not too dissimilar. Harry Thompson in the O-plate alongside Joe Taylor, Johnny Wilkinson and Taylor Barnard on the second row with Bray Keneally and the rookie Zach O'Sullivan. Keep an eye on Alicia Barrett too from row 4. Row 7, how about that? Reggie Dewey and Ben Kasperzak. Potential recipe for fireworks into turn 1? Well, could well be. Owen Marlowe in P24 fighting his way through could be worth watching as well as into the chicane for the first time. Is it going to be nice and clean for IAME Cadet through the first chicane? Yes, it is just about. Well, I say that. There's a little bit of bucking Broncos towards the tail end of the field and a couple of drivers going right off and across the first part of McRae's. That was just a little bit hairy. I think that was more rallycross than it was karting. They've just about got away with it, but who is that in the mix?
There's plenty of karts got involved in all sorts of incidents there, and that's allowed the karts at the front of the field to have a little bit of a gap, and certainly the first three, and that's a move for third to second. Taylor Barnard, the Norwich man, winner of the Kartmasters Grand Prix in 2015, up to second place. And it's the sixth kart, Joseph Taylor, the FKS winner last season in a small grid. He will be looking to try and do something special here this season, but it's Harry Thompson, the Honda Cadet driver we saw earlier. He was involved in that incident late on. That is Joseph Taylor's information. He's the Fusion Motorsport driver. Yeah, man from Ryton.
I was just going to say, Joe Taylor is one of those drivers who's quite quiet and quite reserved when you meet him in the paddock. Oh, Taylor Barnard making the move, and Taylor goes with him. That's a brilliant move there. So Barnard and Taylor both moving up into first and second places. Harry Thompson down to third, and there's more movement just behind. That's a very nice little challenge there as Zach O'Sullivan gets in the mix there. The Fusion Motorsport driver from Withington has dropped back into P6, I think that is now, because Bray Keneally and Alex Simmons are both in that little mix, and they've both got through into fourth and fifth position. I was just saying about Joe Taylor, he's quite quiet, quite reserved, keeps himself to himself when he's at the racetrack, but what he makes up for in racecraft, what he loses in volume on the race circuits, he is absolutely superb to watch. I was keeping an eye on him all through the 2015 campaign, and this kid has definitely got the talent to be a multiple champion when they get to cars. And this guy, you tipped him as a possible outside for the championship here. Yep. Bray Keneally, the man from Goosetree. I couldn't agree more. He's a very feisty driver. He is through to third here, and also goes with him Alex Simmons. Bray Keneally is one of those drivers. For some reason, you always underestimate him. You always count him out of the fight. And then, just when you think you've seen the best of him, he does something that surprises you and knocks you off your chair. He is a brilliant little racer. Very feisty, very calculated, an intelligent young driver.
And another move for the lead there. That looks like Barnard through to the lead.
Yeah, and Thompson dropping back to fourth position. Well, this is a great headline, isn't it? AIM, 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 Fusion, Fusion, Fusion in the top 6. That is a really interesting battle in the early stages as Barnard now leads the way here. Second position for the number 10 of Bray Keneally with Alex Simmons through into third position. Now, this is a great little inter-team battle in this championship, isn't it? AIM and Fusion, it's like Mercedes and Ferrari in Formula 1. And there's a great rivalry between these two teams. Both of them want to have the reigning champion in the championship, and they all have enough drivers to clinch a 1-2-3 sweep. When was the last time, Alan, AIM got a 1-2-3 sweep in a cadet podium? Not sure it's ever happened. Fusion, however, have done it.
I can't remember. You were talking about Bray Keneally, saying he's one of my outside ones to watch for the championship. He's not my outside one, Jake. He's my one to watch for the championship, although he's just lost a place, I think, there.
Yep.
Just dropped down to third. His teammate Simmons comes up the inside. Great shot from the drone. Yeah, Keneally there in third. But Bray Keneally, let me tell you, last year had all the pace, but kept ending up starting finals at the back of the field. You can't do that. You've got to have the performance in the heats, give yourself a decent position in the finals to give yourself a chance of scoring decent points. And as we can see the virtual championship there, if things stopped right now, if this race ended right now, Bray Keneally would go into round 2 6 points behind Thompson. But look how close it is. Thompson on 188 as it stands, from Taylor on 187, Barnard on 186, and then Keneally on 182. Fantastic.
Never mind how close it is in the points table. Look how close it is in the battle for the top 12. These guys are absolutely nose to tail, and it could still go anybody's way. Barnard, Simmons, Keneally. Here comes Keneally to take the lead, and they've squabbled, and that's enough to put Joe Taylor right in the mix, and they're all getting close together on the exit there on the run to St John's. How are they going to sort this one out? Well, one of the AIMs is down into about 7th position now as a result of that squabble. Make that 6th as he manages to maintain the place. It's Barnard at the front, Keneally in 2nd. So it's Alex Simmons that's been left out to dry down in P6 with Thompson, Taylor and O'Sullivan right in the mix in 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Thompson just put in the fastest sector 3, so the last part of the lap there. He is the fastest man in the last part of the lap, and places being lost down the field, and that's Simmons who's that's Bray Keneally in fact who's lost places, and here comes Thompson for the lead. The Fusion boys gang up on the one IAME Motorsport driver out front now, and it's Fusion, IAME and Fusion.
How quickly?
Oh, he's got it back for 2nd though. Great move.
Taylor Barnard is not phased at all, is he? He gets himself straight back into 2nd position.
The men on fire. Reese made up 13 and Maxwell Dodge so far made up 14. We've not seen much of them, but they are on fire, that pair. Here comes Taylor for 2nd, going with him. There's the other Fusion Kart as well. So we've now got Thompson, Taylor, O'Sullivan. Don't forget, Jake, Zach O'Sullivan is a rookie.
Yeah,
he's 3rd.
He's right up there straight away in his first weekend with Fusion backing. Great to see him. And this man too, the Welsh champion, the C-Plate, Johnny Wilkinson, the man from Brackley, is right up in the mix as well. Now in P6 ahead of Simmons, and Georgi Dimitrov, Van Napton and Kai Ashe have all got themselves in this little battle as well. It's a really good fight now.
Fantastic racing as they go down to the Stewart-Esses, and another Fusion scrapping. Drops a couple of places. Who was it in 3rd? Zach O'Sullivan is that? I think he's down to 5th. Is it 5th?
It is.
5th
Taylor Barnard and Bray Keneally have both got back through. Kai Ashe right in the mix there with Van Napton. Alicia Barrett's joining the party as well. Now that's another driver we need to keep an eye on.
I've been impressed with her this weekend. I've been watching her all weekend early on. That's why I mentioned her in my ones to watch. I was here on Thursday, watched the practice sessions on Friday, and I was watching her and I thought, you know what, not seen anything of her before, but she impressed me. She's got the pace, but again, you need to add the racecraft to the pace at this level. That is to say, you need to be able to overtake at will once you get there. Once she's got that, with the pace she's got, there's no reason why she can't be competing for, well, certainly top 60s this year, if not a podium at some point.
You hadn't seen her before this weekend. I had all the way through the 2015 season, and I can vouch for her. She's one of those drivers who you judge drivers at this level by rate of progress. Their first weekend, Alicia Barrett had flashes of speed, wasn't quite on top of the game. By the end of the season, she was right at the front in the championships I was watching her in. Now she's come straight in at Super 1. She's going to find it tough, there's no question of that, but she does have what it takes at this level.
Who's your money on, Jake? Alex Simmons there, currently running now in 6th place, started final 1 in 21st and then finished 7th, so that tells you the pace that he's got. Had a problem in the earlier heats, started P21 in the earlier final one, but came through to 7th. He's in 6th at the moment, so he was out front earlier on. He's lost some places, and there's Barnard for charge. And going with him is his teammate, that's Keneally.
Yeah, Keneally goes through as well. You asked me to pick a winner from these 4. That's like asking me first thing in the morning when I'm still dreary-eyed which breakfast cereal to have in the morning. There are so many drivers here that could get the victory. They all have equal measure to bring to the table here. Thompson, Barnard, Keneally, Taylor. They're 4 superb drivers here, all of whom have a stake to claim at this first round of the championship. And what about the man just on their tail, Zach O'Sullivan? These 4 drivers are world class in my opinion in cadet racing, and O'Sullivan has run right with them so far. Little deeper into the race, and the man who's now joined the fray is the 34 Alex Simmons. He's got himself back into contention and is now part of this mix. And up to the lead, that's Barnard. Keneally's going with him. The Fusion boys are squabbling. Oh, big crash. Now, who was that? Oh, my goodness. Big crash on the start-finish line here, and surely that is going to bring the red flag. Yes, it was Oliver Denny and Harrison Skinner upside down. Wow, that is a dramatic way for the first IAME Cadet race of the season to come to a close. Thompson declared the winner then after all of that. Barnard in second from Keneally, Taylor, O'Sullivan and Simmons. And let's have a look at that again. Just getting on the curbs. Once you hit that, that is the 43 going sideways. That is Denny, comes straight back onto the road, and Skinner nowhere to go for the 9-year-old.
Absolutely nowhere to go. You don't want to see that kart's upside down at any time, but I will say after the incident, he walked away, didn't even get in the ambulance. He's made of nails or rubber or something.
Well, Thompson, Barnard, Keneally, Taylor, O'Sullivan, Simmons is the result, with Napton, Wilkinson, Radican and Dimitrov rounding out an exciting top 10.
Harry, first of all, you won an Open Championship here last weekend. How much did that help in your preparations for today?
Yeah, you know, it was a really good race last weekend. Me and Taylor got away and we had a good battle on the last lap. And yeah, it gave me a little bit of confidence for this weekend, and it came out well.
And in terms of racing over 2 classes, which means you've got double the workload of a lot of the drivers here today, is that a help or a hindrance?
Well, you know, I enjoy it first of all, and yeah, they're two-stroke and 4-stroke, so they're quite different, so it's a little bit tricky.
And finally, obviously, you didn't have to go through the last lap defensive work that some of the other drivers have had to do today as the race was cut short. Is that a relief, or would you have quite enjoyed to have a go on the last lap and see if you can protect that lead?
I would have actually enjoyed going on to the last lap, because it could have gone either way.
First blood to Thompson. Another title could be in the offing as early as round 1, but he's going to have some very tough opposition. Taylor, Barnard and Keneally all waiting in the wings, with Johnny Wilkinson in very close company as well. More action after the break.